Hi, y'all. I'm Allison. Better late than never. And that's my mantra for this month. And it's the only thing that's going to get me through because who cares that it's already the 20th? I'm going to start building my TBR for June. There's 10 more days in the month. Plenty of time to play all three of my TBR games so I can build a stack of possibilities for a bingo maze because I'm hoping to get another round in before the month closes. Because honestly, that's probably all the reading I will do for the entire month. And I think it's a pretty worthwhile goal. It's so much fun. All of my games, I love them. Now, before we start playing Just Spin It, we're going to have to replace that one. And I want to let you know that at the end of this, the end of our game, I will give those of y'all that are interested an update on everything that's going on and why I went MIA. Because it's been a lot. It's been crazy over here. So, let's just set all of that aside for now. Replace this flower and get to spinning. Are you ready? Because I am. Apparently we've run through everything. They're all back in this one. But I don't think they've been reshuffled. So I'm just going to pull one from the center to replace number 8. So A to Z author, that's randomizing. 8 comes up. This is what I'll be doing. I do have 2 advantages from previous games. But I'm going to save those for a month where I'm actually physically trying to read everything on the TBR. We're just going to roll with it, see what happens today. Are you ready? Okay, our first one is 19. And we get... Oh no, the TBR chicken. I've been living under a curse ever since our buddy read. And I really hope it's over. I know it's not over, actually. More on that at the end. But I don't want the TBR gods to join the bandwagon, and it looks like they might. So let me get the chicken. The one good thing about this is I don't have to decide. I love this. Isn't he pretty? This was on my grandmother's kitchen table while I was growing up. Okay, let me give it a little. I'll go for this one right here. In case you were curious, that flash of pink was a little reminder of which jar that is, just as nonfiction. And I can't get the paper open. Here we go. Uncommon Grace. I believe this is Jackie Kennedy. Oh, look at that, tested my memory. So it is reminiscences in photographs of Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy Onassis. I have had this for ages, and I don't know that I've ever read it from cover to cover. I'm sure I probably flipped through it. So I think I got this shortly after she passed in that unfortunate accident. So this is actually a really good start. I'm excited for this. And of course, it's going to be full of photos. When I was in my 20s, I was obsessed with the Kennedy assassination. All things Kennedy. We'll put that one there. Let's get a new flower. And again, we'll just draw randomly in here. Yellow. One solid color on cover. Now remember quickly, this one's kind of hard to do. But it won't matter unless it comes up again. Okay, second spin. Number 9. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned it. I am going to do 6 spins. Okay. Going down. Title must be written vertically on the spine. The letters have to go down. Again, that will narrow it, which helps. Let me see what I can find. If I can find something quick, then I'll grab it. If not, then I'll continue spinning and look for my books later. Okay, I'm going to look later. Okay, it took some searching, and I'm not going to do the literal stacked letters. Instead, I'm going with New Moon. The title is written vertically. And I will be continuing the Twilight series, which even if this one comes up in Bingo Maze, it's okay because I've read it 50 million times and I know it'll fly right through it. and it'll be good to make some progress on the series. Plus, I don't care if it's cheesy or whatnot, whatever. I still love Twilight, and I think I always will. So I will dive back into this world, go back to Forks, and read A New Moon. Let's replace that with, let's take this orange one. Read Your Bookshelf. I'm not doing that this year. So let's try again, and we'll take, turned it so you can see how far I'm going. A children's book. That'll work. And a little royal yellow. Okay, third spin. Number 7. Got a green. Redraw. And +1. Okay, so it's not a spin, so I have to redraw one. And now we're doing 7 spins. Thank God this isn't a TBR that I have to get through. So I'm okay with this. Civil War. Oh, I was going to say it's going on the board. No, I got to read one about the Civil War. First thing that popped to mind was Dread Nation, but I haven't picked up the second book for that yet. So I'm going to have to find a book either about the American Civil War, any Civil War, or it can be a fictitious one. That's going to take some digging, so we will come back to it. This one was tricky, but I found one, and I'm going a little bit more on the serious side, which makes me a little hesitant, but at the same time, I'm okay with it. But I'm grabbing a Barnes & Noble classic, The Red Badge of Courage, in a selected short fiction by Stephen Crane. It's about young Henry Fleming, who dreams of finding glory and honor as a Union soldier in the American Civil War, but he also fears how he's going to react to the horror and bloodshed of battle. So he's going to be fighting the enemy without and the enemy within. And he must prove himself, finding his own meaning of valor. When it was published in 1895, it was heralded as a new kind of war novel, marked by astonishing insight into the true psychology of men under fire, despite the author, who was 24 at the time, never having seen battle or never serving as a member of the army. So I have read this before. Been a very long time. I know it's going to hit pretty hard, I'm sure. And I'm looking forward to reading it again. So, and considering we're around the corner from the 4th of July, this would be quite timely for me. I always try and dive into some American history during July. So, Red Badge of Courage definitely fits the Civil War prompt. Let's replace, I can't believe it's already June 20th, Two-Faced, 2 or more POVs. That'll work. Okay, 4th spin. And we get 1, 2, 3, a number in the title. Those are fun. Although I have a sinking suspicion I'm beginning to run out. I can't believe this didn't occur to me right away, but I have the perfect book for this one because I haven't read my Rec Wheel book for May yet. The only one left. This is a library book. They're going to come, knocking down my door or something if I don't hurry up and get this read and return to them. So I'm going to read this, do the video for it, and share my reaction to Riley Sager. This will be my first time to read one by him, and I'm excited for it. I also need to do my other Rec Wheel book for, I think it was March or April, and that was Gabellino London. So I'm going to catch up on those. I promise y'all, those videos will come out. If I don't get to them by the end of June, they will definitely be a huge priority for July. Everything else aside, those 2 books, top priority. Okay, where were we? And we will replace that, let's get back here, with Ivanovich. That would be the Stephanie Plum series. Okay, we are on 5th spin. Wow, 5th, okay. Number 4. That was easy. TBR Chalice. Okay, we got another TBR jar. Again, I don't mind as long as I get a good book. And these are the books that I got back in 2021. When I first started playing my TBR games. I did clean it out relatively recently, so dropped one, got one. Okay, if I've read this, I'll take the one off the floor. And we get Truly Devious series. Okay, I haven't finished that series. I'm pretty sure I've already read part 3, The Hand in the Wall, but I'm not positive, so I'm going to have to double check. If I have, then I'll just move on to this kind of standalone companion one, which is The Box in the Woods. So it'll be one of these. So I looked it up. I did finish reading The Hand on the Wall. So I get to move on to some standalone cases that Stevie has taken on and proceed to The Box in the Woods. I think there was one more book at least that's come out since this one, but I'm on, technically it's the 4th book, but I think it's kind of like a companion to the original trilogy. Either way, I'm going to go spend some time with Stevie at, what was the name of the school? How did I go blank on that? She's not going to be at the school, so it doesn't matter, because she's going to get a message from the owner of Sunny Pines, formerly known as Camp Wonderfalls, the site of a notorious unsolved Box in the Woods murder case back in 1978. I was 8 years old when that happened. That's when we moved to Texas. All right, let's move on. Let's replace that with, let's go back to the back again and take this pink one. Most recent purchase or sub box. 6 spin. Seven. I think we've already gotten that, haven't we? Two-Face. 2 or more POVs. Gonna take some more digging. Yeah, off the top of my head, I've got nothing. This gives me the chance to continue another series that's kind of fallen by the wayside, and that's The Wolves of Mercy Falls. So I'm going to read Linger by Maggie Savater. This is part 2, and we are bouncing back and forth between Sam, Isabel, and I just opened it up to Cole. So we have 2 or more POVs, and that's all I need. So, werewolves. And this... I love this series. It's been a very long time since I've read it, but I reread the first one, A Shiver, not too long ago. Thoroughly enjoyed it, so I am looking forward to getting back into this one. Again, it'll be a reread, so it should give me a good chance in Bingo Maze if it comes up. But most importantly, it'll help me make some progress in the 50 million series that I'm currently reading. I need to do a video on that one day soon, when I get brave enough to face how many series I actually have running. I probably don't even want to know. Okay, let's go back to the game. So let's replace that. Let's go towards the front. Miscellaneous short stories, play, or poetry. Okay, last spin unless the game decides otherwise. Number 21. In the Black. Title written only in black ink on spine. This might get difficult. I think I'm running out of these, so I am definitely going to have to dig for this. Okay, I lucked out because it said in the black, title written in the black ink only on the spine. So my title is in black ink. The author isn't, but it's okay because it said title. So I'm going to continue another series. This is Death Comes to Marlowe, and it's a Marlowe Murder Club mystery. This is the one where we have elderly characters. There's 3 ladies, and the main one, I believe she's septuagenarian, octogenarian, one of the 2, and she was a crossword puzzle writer. So crosswords, words are a very big part of this. I really love the first one, so I'm looking forward to moving on to book 2. Unfortunately, this has made my TBR a couple of times and I still haven't gotten to it. So hopefully I can finish out June with reading this book. I don't know. We will see. So I have a great stack of potentials for a bingo maze when I hopefully get to play it very, very soon. Now, if you weren't doing our buddy read with us, or if you decided that book wasn't quite for you and you didn't make it all the way through this series of videos, then you may be wondering why I disappeared. I ended up being cursed, I think. I had my own little Moonstone curse going on because it has just been insane around here lately. I don't know if I'm coming or going, and trying to keep up with everything has been just near impossible some days. So let me see if I can recap, if I can recall everything that has happened since I kind of started drifting away and dragging behind on everything. So right before I started doing the buddy read, this was around May 18th, my upstairs AC broke and the water line in our fridge, it started just trickling out water and the ice cubes were getting really small. And we had a whole bunch of different doctor's appointments that were going on. I was taking my mom to get some tests done and some normal. So my hands were quite full with that stuff. It wasn't anything necessarily too big. It was just enough to keep you busy. And at the time I thought, oh my God, this is terrible. That was nothing. Because then I had to make notes. There was so much. 3 freaking days later, and I'm finishing up doing a comment, and all of a sudden I hear this crash from upstairs. And look what happened in my bathroom. 35 tiles fell off the wall. It's just boom, done. So we gotta get the upstairs bathroom taken care of. We gotta get that remodel done. Now there are 5 people in my house. So we've all been sharing the shower and the master bathroom. Thank God we have a second one. We do have an extra half bath downstairs, and they can still use the vanity, the sinks, the toilet. It's just the tub and the shower that's out of commission upstairs. But still, 5 people, 1 shower. Husband works nights. It gets a little tricky, but I'm glad to say it is going well so far. We have adjusted quite well, so I'm happy about that. Then the next morning, as I'm going to get my Diet Coke, I notice that this fake plant that normally sits on the mantle over the fireplace is in the middle of the living room where it does not belong. So I go over there to check it out, and one of the cats had pooped on my mantle. So started my day with it, started it. And that is a sign that there's something wrong with your pet. They're stressed when they do that stuff, provided that your litter boxes are clean. And she had been really stressed because kitten and a Finley, it's just too much for her. And I can understand that. So I take her to the vet, and she ends up on the anxiety medication so she can chill out. Then she ends up with an eye infection later on. We have to give her drops, and that's fun. Later that same day, it's a perfect day for pizza. So I go to pick one up. I want to use my credit card so I can get the loyalty perks, those cashback stuff. And my card is declined because it's got a fraud alert on it. So then I kind of had to come home and deal with that and find out what was going on. And that was because I updated my email address, and somehow everything got locked up in a loop. So the card was shut down for a couple of days, but that was turned back on. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then we're not done. I did get a break for a little bit, but a few days later, I'm editing. We're up to part 4 of our buddy read now, editing that one. And I hear this scratching noise. Joey ended up, there's a gap between these bookcases in the corner. She was walking up there, the same cat that I had to put on anxiety meds. Might be related. But she falls down there. So we had to pull everything off of that bookcase, pull the bookcase out to rescue the cat. And I think that happened at like 10 o'clock at night. And so finally, 2 days later, I finished reading the Moonstone, and I was just mentally spent. So much going on, because don't forget, with all of this chaos that's going, I'm looking for contractors, trying to decide how to do that, because it's terrifying picking somebody. We're adjusting with the one bathroom, dealing with that. And we get a couple of days of calm. And then Sunday morning, June 2nd, my daughter calls me. She's like, what do I do? Because she was planning to go to her friend's house to go swimming and go lay out. But she saw this white dog on the side of the road. It was 2-lane freeway, lots of traffic. And she thought it looked like the mechanic's dog. So she gets out and she's going around for an hour trying to help this poor dog. Ends up bringing the dog home. We can't find the owner. We post it and everything. It's a big boy. He's a white pit bull. Beautiful. Sweetest dog. Yeah, it loved him. But I had to keep my distance. Now, of course, Monday comes along and our animal shelter does not accept pets on Mondays. So we had to wait till Tuesday. So we go up there on Tuesday and we turned him in. I think that's the first time I've ever had to do it. But I cannot have a sixth animal. And my cats it's just already too much. So we took him to the shelter, talked to the guys there, and this dog was so sweet. And we had a glowing report. We spent 48 hours with him by this point. And I looked this morning. He's not under the available pets. I think he's already been adopted. So, and he was incredible. One of the best dogs I've ever met. So I'm sure somebody snatched him up quick. So once the house got back to normal after taking the dog to the shelter, because we had to keep him sequestered, we kept him completely away from Lily and the cats. My daughter, bless her heart, she kept him in her room the whole time. It was just more upheaval. So I just took a break from everything. I didn't turn on YouTube. I didn't look at anything. I dove into the sim world because I had control there. So I played with my Sims, actually finished a challenge that I've been working on for 2 years. I did it. So we have new houses for my Sims TBR. That's a good thing that came out of all of this. And I have now re-emerged, hopefully rejuvenated and ready to go, even though we're way late in the month. And of course, the universe apparently isn't done with me because I went to the eye doctor because I almost didn't pass my driver's test because my vision was blurry. I thought I had dry eye again. It turns out I have freaking cataracts. I found out on Monday. So yeah, I'm not even, I'm going to do this surgery, but I'm not looking into it. I'm not thinking about it. He talked about a scar in my eye and I was just, so yeah, that's in my near future. And then Tuesday, which was yesterday, my daughter found out that she has carpal tunnel. So I give up. I don't know. It's just crazy. So a very long way of saying, if my videos are coming out slow and there's no rhyme or reason to anything, just bear with me. I got a lot going on. And we'll just leave it at that. Now, next month, Just Bennett will be dressed up for the 4th of July. And I hope to do that before the 4th. So I have a feeling we're going to do this round of TBR Games for June. You might get a video in between. And then we're going to do another round of TBR Games. We will see. I do know if I manage to play Bingo Maze, which I am going to do everything I can to make that happen, that video won't actually come out until July. And then when I play in July, that one will come out in August while we're doing Aurelium. So it works out perfectly for that. All right. I have gone on long enough. Hope you understand why I've been MIA. And I do hope to see you when the Sims come up with the rest of my, or the next part of my TBR for June. Okay.